Now moving into a bit of the waterfront deep dive. So
yeah.
this is where the controversy comes into play really. And from the people that I've talked to that have grown up in Ridgefield and been here for 25 plus
Sure.
years, they're overall in favor of the development of Ridgefield and the growth. Like everyone loves having a Costco 5 minutes away and all that, as long as it stays next to I-5 and the high dense areas. And then you get out to the neighborhoods and it's more, just like a neighborhood living. But with the waterfront, they're concerned because they feel like renderings that came out recently with the 8-acre park and then like a hotel and apartments and high density and all of this stuff. They're especially boaters, fishers, and people that have been using the waterways are concerned about it. Can you just kind of walk through like your perspective with the renderings that have come out, the waterfront project as a whole, where things might be heading, like how set in stone is all of this?
Yeah, the first thing I'll say is that it is still very, very early yet in the process. And I've sat on several presentations recently that the port has put on about the waterfront and the development plans that are in place. And they will be the first ones to tell you that everything that they're showing you right now is really conceptual. That's kind of how I interpret it. It's like there's nothing set in stone yet, and they are still kind of figuring out what is going to be the highest and best use of that area. What you probably have seen is like there's a hotel, there's a lot of like mixed use areas, a little bit of housing, a lot of commercial stuff, things like that, and then the waterfront park. The only thing I can say for sure about right now is that waterfront park is going to happen, and even the design of that is not nowhere near final. So there's a lot that I think that we have heard that people are concerned about, and the port is very much clear on that they have a lot of work to do on that yet. So, and then to back up a little bit further, just for people who don't know, I mean that site for decades was several different various lumber treatment mills, right? And in the early and mid 20th century, they all used chemicals like creosote that they used to treat the lumber. And in 1993, when the last one closed the doors, like they tell a story of like how they drop off the keys to the port and said, "Hey, we're going bankrupt, we're belly up. Here's the keys. The place is yours. Oh, by the way, there is a ton of creosote on the ground, so good luck with that." And so the port then had to spend the next 30 years doing a large amount of cleanup. The cleanup finally wrapped up, I think 2016 or so is when that happened. And then that's when they got to move into like, okay, what is the future vision for this? Now, for, I would say, the last at least 15 years or so, it's been widely discussed in various forms that there would be redevelopment of that property. That's always been the plan. How that takes shape is still largely TBD.